যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Hi guys, thank you for joining the live stream. Today we have a new guest with us. His name is AcademicMan, and for some reason his stream has disappeared and I can't see him. Can he see me? Hello AcademicMan, where are you? I guess he will have to rejoin. I can't see him. Wait, anyway. So today we are going to discuss updates from Bengal. Yeah, he has texted me saying he got disconnected. He is rejoining. So anyway, hi Navavimar, Ram Ram Sabko. Hello Buddhadev Bhattacharya. Jyotiraditya Chaudhary is saying, will Bengal change? Doesn't seem like it. Not in the near future at least. Maximum who live in Bengal and outside have same delulu dreams about the great communism. Anit Das is saying Mothabari, Noada, Satragachi, Jongipur, Shuti, Park Circus, Howrah Bridge, every day some people are doing protests. And today, in fact, a place called Amtala near Baripur also got saw some ransacking. So hello, Mr. Academic Man. Welcome to our channel for the very first time.
Hi, thanks for welcoming me.
Okay. So today we have invited you to inform us on whether do you think Bengal will change, or do you think Bengal has recently changed and changed for the worse, and some very bad things are happening in Bengal, whether they are happening for the first time or not, or how much has it changed and how much further will it change. So let's start then. Do you think Bengal has recently changed? And some of the protests, kind of protests, people showing saffron flags, other people pulling down saffron flags. What's going on in Bengal?
No, basically, Bengal has some parts of Bengal have changed for sure, but in many ways it's still the same, right? So nothing completely changes per se. If we get to what has changed, then we have to comment on the fact that people are way more aware of what's happening. Earlier, if you look back maybe, I don't know, 20, 15 years ago or so, people weren't that concerned with what happens in the rest of the country per se that much. World to chhod hi do, matlab, in many ways, people weren't really caring about what's really going on unless they heard like it's something to do with saving communism somewhere or some shit like that.
I would like to point out something. Yes, they did care about the world only in terms of world, meaning countries where USA was specifically doing some shenanigans. every other country did not come under the definition of world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
USA, if USA was messing up somewhere, it was bad and Bengalis had to go. But overall, you see, people weren't aware of what's going on in, let's say, Maharashtra, UP, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, maybe Kerala sometimes, because Kerala is on the good side of things, according to them. What's going on in Himachal Pradesh, wherever. I mean, people weren't really aware. They knew that North India existed. Some people used to go out, get jobs in other places. But there were these big, like huge stereotypes about North India, which still, of course, they are still stupidly prevalent in Bengali society. But one aspect, for example, has changed, I would say, because a large section of people have been going outside of West Bengal. Certain things have become clearer to them. That West Bengal is a
Hmm.
shithole has become clearer to them.
Right.
That we are horribly underdeveloped.
Hmm.
That has become clear to them. That North India isn't just some place where there are child marriages and honor killings all the time.
Hmm.
So that has become clearer to them.
Hmm.
Now, again, I'm not saying everyone knows this. It's not
Hmm.
possible. But
Hmm.
certainly the ideas related to these things have become more, prevalent in Bengali society.
Hmm.
Not to mention the fact that they, some people are, especially in rural Bengal, are going to, other states to pursue jobs, and they're getting them easier than they can get jobs in West Bengal.
Hmm.
Different sectors, including teachers. I've heard that teachers are getting jobs in Bihar more easily than West
Yes.
Bengal.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
if that is the case, then their perception about Bengal has changed in that sense that the things that you were supposed to have guarantees on, like your life, property, jobs, all that stuff, that no longer exists in West Bengal. And I would say Abhijit Ganguly has changed West Bengal greatly. Like his judgments, they have
Yeah.
completely, changed what was a big part of the problem of Bengali society.
Hmm.
That is the ability to live with corruption, to kind of
Yeah.
celebrate corruption. In fact, I
Yeah.
have heard some anthropologists say, some academics say that this is aspirational corruption, right? Like
Right.
corruption is not bad in itself; it's
Yes.
aspiration. मतलब तुम्हें smuggler बनना है तो बनो, who cares, right? Like that kind of
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
And since most smugglers and these kind of activities, whoever does them, are primarily from their favorite minority communities and all that, therefore they are celebrated by
Hmm.
academics. So
Hmm.
all that is there, but I can tell you that on the ground, certainly a lot of perception regarding the rest of the country and the world has changed.
Hmm.
Now people are talking about the American elections. When was the
Hmm.
last time you heard people even hearing who even knew who the American president was, right? Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. Who even cared what was happening in Bangladesh? Bangladesh was supposed to be this fairy tale land where you go and have
Yeah.
biryani and tell people things are great and we should be united and stuff. And now you hear, at least, I don't know, I mean, a majority of Hindus in West Bengal are at least aware that something is wrong in Bangladesh. Okay, so a
Hmm.
few events have happened, be it the Justice Ganguli decision, ex-Justice Ganguli decision, Hasina getting uprooted from Bangladesh. All these things have suddenly impacted certain set ways of life, if I can call it that,
Yeah.
uh, among Bengalis. And the biggest thing was, I guess, the Singur Andolon, because I am at least, I mean, I don't know, I'm 95% sure most people in West Bengal, unless they are, totally affiliated with the TMC, will say that uh, the Singur factory thing was a blunder. Kicking out the
Hmm.
Tatas was a huge blunder. Most people will say that.
Including
Um,
the people who opposed the factory back then.
yes, yeah, absolutely. You read
Hmm.
a paper a few days back
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Anand Sridhar is making an interesting point here. He's saying, I have a different perspective. Corruption is an addiction for Indians. They have
no, no,
withdrawal symptoms.
I don't disagree entirely. See, I don't disagree entirely. Corruption is not bad in among most people, considered bad in most Indians, because it's seen as a way to better your situation, right? Like, so if you need something, you just pay the piper, and if you're a babu, you get paid. So it's win-win if you're either, right? Like, people see it as a necessary part of life, but I'm telling you, it's as necessary as a nuclear bomb. It's not needed, but people think it's a good idea sometimes. My
Hmm.
point is that it's the corruption doesn't the corruption means something if it feeds your aspiration.
Hmm.
If your aspirations are dashed to the ground suddenly, like when 26,000 people lost their jobs, permanent jobs, then that hits somewhere. That's what I'm getting at, basically.
Hmm.
Like, if you think that, so I'll tell you the craze of government jobs in West Bengal.
Yeah.
Um, so people say that, so Biharis prepare for IAS, IPS, and all. In
Hmm.
West Bengal, it's the teachers' jobs, right? People are crazy for
Yeah.
that. In
Yes.
villages, I've heard and seen
Hmm.
people don't get marriage proposals if they're not a teacher or a
Sorry,
government
I have
clerk or
to
something.
interrupt you a little just to make
Yeah.
one interesting point. One uncle went viral when this verdict of 26,000 people losing their jobs came out. He was crying with full outbursts and stuff, saying that I didn't even make a fuss about my son-in-law being not being a Brahmin just because he had this government job, and now I have been betrayed. See, Bengalis are not casteist
No,
because
no,
we are so
Bengal is
progressive
better than
that
Haryana.
yes,
Exactly.
we are so progressive that we don't care about our father son-in-law not being Brahmin if only they have government jobs. You see, government creates new castes and statuses. Everything is coming together in this just one meme, which is
Ekdom,
based on a
ekdom.
true.
अरे
Yeah.
Brahmins became Brahmins because of government jobs. Na, matlab, at a time you
Yes.
used to get government jobs for being Brahmins. So now you
Yeah.
get government jobs for being the opposite. So it's
Yeah.
the same logic essentially. My
Yes.
point is that government job is at the helm of a feudal society. It's like, matlab, the more feudal you are, the more uh, kind of socialism therefore is the same thing as feudalism at some level. It's like
Yes.
just it's based on your identities, the way you were born in a certain family, so you deserve certain benefits, or you were born in a certain family, so you deserve to be hated or ostracized.
একে
It
অপরের
reverses
পরিপূরক.
exactly. It reverses the logic of good and bad according to
Right.
feudalism.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it appears to be different, but they're both the same essentially.
Hmm.
So forget that. My point being that uh, earlier it was a given. Like, if you became a teacher, your life is set. You get marriage proposals, you get loans, you get nice tuitions, you get lots of things, lots of benefits, lots of respect. You get to buy a car, house, whatever, flat.
Hmm.
All this stuff just crumbled in a few months, basically. Like, somebody just took a sledgehammer and destroyed it. So
Hmm.
now the worst part being is that in a way you can expect that people will, even if they apply for teacher's job, which will continue to happen because there aren't a lot of jobs in West Bengal. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
The problem is that they will suffer from a continuous anxiety about whether they will be able to keep the job. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, this is happening already. Okay.
Hmm.
And that's because nobody wants to be in a position where they are 40 years old and without a job and without skills to replace them, replace a younger cohort in the market, right?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, can you imagine, like, you were teaching in a school and suddenly you might have to become a Zomato delivery guy. So
Right.
it might just happen to you. So that part of that huge, so I'm telling you that this judgment by Abhijit Ganguly and the ripple effect that it kept having till the Supreme Court decided to get rid of the panel,
Hmm.
that whole incident is essentially a gigantic, like, irreversible destruction of a certain
Hmm.
kind of security that government jobs had to offer.
Hmm.
Now, tomorrow, even if this government does not stay in power, even then,
Hmm.
even if somebody else promises that, oh, we'll have a very clear, nice, recruitment process and everyone will get jobs and you get a job and you get a job and you get a job, like Oprah, even then, I must say that something will not be the same, because this is one of the, like, this is happening in a very weird time, right? Like this never happened. This kind of thing never happened before. Like 26,000, or if things go right, then even the primary school teachers might lose their jobs. So that's like 30,000. So almost 50,000 people if they lose their jobs out of nowhere. These are permanent jobs. That's the main thing you have to understand. These are not some civic police jobs. Okay, these are permanent. You even get a certificate saying that you are now a permanent employee of the government. That kind of a job, right? So if that's gone because somebody did some crap in the government, then
Hmm.
your sense of security is completely destroyed. Even if you get
Hmm.
this job, you'll probably be wondering, stay awake in the middle of the night, uh, uh, kind of thinking that, oh, will I be able to keep this job? Do I take that loan? Or, I mean, people are getting rejected for loans now. Do you understand? Like, after this decision, a lot of people are even putting in their matrimonial ads that we don't want school teachers. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's happened. That's a big change, right? That
Hmm.
it used to be the opposite. Like we want school teachers here. It's
Yeah.
become we don't want school teachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, our audience member is informing us that Dhulian, a place which is about 15 minutes away from Bangladesh in West Bengal, is
Oh
burning.
shit. Yeah.
His uncle, his family are hiding midway. They can't return home. He's scared. Oh, and Professor Salvatore Babones is here. Welcome, Professor. It's an honor to have you in the comment section. He's saying the definition of a developed country is a country where people would rather work in the private sector. Yes, I took a big pay cut to become a professor.
No, and we're grateful for that development. My point being that if we're gonna look at the state of India, how jobs work in India. Actually, I have friends in different parts of the country who are still they're still fascinated by the fact that in West Bengal and Bihar and all, people are still hankering for government jobs. In some parts of
Yeah.
India, people don't even like, when they're in college or school, they don't even care about government jobs sometimes. So
Yeah.
that's how things are in many other developed parts of the country. So even within India, I think Professor Babonis's point stands vindicated. Where even in Mumbai, I am talking about people I know from Mumbai and Gujarat, who some people, obviously maybe 5% people are there for crazy for government jobs, but a majority of people don't even grow up thinking I want this government position. Okay,
Hmm.
that's the main thing. That's the big difference between West Bengal and the other parts of the country right now.
Yeah. Although not too much, but I guess mainly a difference with Gujarat, which is what a lot of Bengalis say: we won't let our state become Gujarat. Well, we won't let our
You
state
can't be.
become Bihar. Yeah.
No,
Now, lots of news of riots and stuff coming about from many places because of the walk of protests. And yesterday, a Hindutva fascist truck driver was forced to take down his fascist flag carrying the image of Lord Ram from his bus, while very brave, polite protesters were talking to a firebrand police officer from Kolkata police and having a nice conversation, while that Hindutva fascist truck driver was being asked to take down his flag. And later in the day, elsewhere, a businessman whose car had the image of Mahakal, Lord Shiva, on his
yep,
car in the front.
yep,
His car was ransacked by very peaceful and honorable protesters who were protesting this amendment to the Walk of Bill, and they got
yep.
jumped on his car and kicked the glass down, purposefully kicking on the sign symbol of Mahakal. So, in that sense, is Bengal changing?
No, I mean, this would be unimaginable again. 15 years ago, this kind of thing would be kind of unimaginable, right?
Hmm.
Even in CPIM rule, of course, if you remember that when Taslima Nasreen was in Calcutta, there were massive riots in Calcutta itself. So, in that sense, the government had overarching powers to kind of control, what would happen on the ground, right? That is no longer the case, it seems, and that will have ripple effects in Bengal politics. And I'll tell you why. Uh, so earlier, people, you remember when Joker was all about, there's order and chaos, right? So if a truck full of soldiers gets killed, nobody cares. But if a school kid gets harmed, people lose their mind. So um, the problem being in West Bengal was, I think, because of the Communist Party's overarching control of societies, every aspect of society.
Hmm.
There was a sense of security where you knew that
Yes.
if you towed the line and you kind of did what the Communist Party said, abused industrialists and did your nice government job in your nice little home and nice paddy field and all,
Hmm.
then you would survive. You would be happy. You
Yeah.
won't get killed. Okay.
It was a cheap copy
Typical.
of the way things happen in China. You do this and this, you will stay alive. Your life will go on. You
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
do
yeah,
this and this, you'll get screwed.
yeah. So I think that sense of security where the government had too much control is gone almost again. Again, like I said, like things change like this. These kind of perceptions, these change because of certain big events. So even under this present government, there were instances of problems. For example, in 2019, right after the CA thing and all that, so there were protests. It's not like protests like this are happening for the first time in West
Right,
Bengal.
right, right. Hmm.
But if you recall, there were some aspects of control even then. So these happened on central government properties like railways and stuff.
Right,
But
right,
right now, it's happening in the middle of Calcutta. So it's
right.
something else again. So there
Yes.
are some big important changes. So the Calcutta people always slept soundly, knowing that
Yes.
the violence is happening in Sandesh Khali, or the violence is happening in Morijapur, or the violence is happening in
Always.
North Bengal or Naxalbari, some place that is far away from Calcutta, Nondigram or something, So I might, protest the Vietnam and all that occasionally, and I'm fine. But now the Calcutta Babus who kind of um, regulate the the information in West Bengal, in Bengali social media and mass media, these people are now a bit worried, and that's interesting. That's another development. That's what I'm saying. Like the sense of security that Bengalis had for weird reasons, like the government and all,
Hmm.
that is slowly being destroyed, demolished. Okay,
Yes.
not just brick by brick, like whole walls just gone,
Hmm.
something like
Yeah.
that. So in a way, this sense of security is changing so much that people will go towards two things. So either you have the free market kind of uh, libertarian ideas where you say, okay, screw the government and let's just focus on private industries, which somewhere again a hostage kind of population which we have in West Bengal is difficult. It will be difficult for people to even imagine. Like if you say that, okay, tomorrow Libertarian Party will come to West Bengal, come to power, and you say that, okay, there won't be any government jobs, but we'll provide you security, and we'll invite foreign and national companies to invest in West Bengal, and you get jobs and stuff. Okay, so that will like shake people to the core. So
Hmm.
I'm not saying that these changes will necessarily lead to something greater immediately, but I would say that certainly people will become more uh, accustomed to ideas regarding privatization.
Hmm.
So that might be like there would be gradual acclimatization towards privatization, which is still
Hmm.
better than what's there right now. Like right now, there's an almost entire like huge dependence on government for everything. So that also created another problem. The level of skills among the laborers here, in all sectors, right? Be it teaching, be it any sector, including whoever does agricultural labor and even chicken rearing and whatever, anything you think
Yeah.
of, like building roads and stuff, everything is done here because of somebody else's help. Okay, so if you get a job in West Bengal, it's because somebody got you that job. It's not necessarily because you have a degree or you have a talent or a skill set that you're getting a job in West Bengal. Okay.
And that's so normalized that when Mamata Banerjee came to power, a few months later onwards, wait, he got disconnected again. I guess Academic Man doesn't have. Yeah, he's back again. He's gone. Lol. So anyway, he's back again. What the hell? Hello.
Oh,
Will
I
West Bengal's internet change? That should be a topic for another day. Hello.
is am I audible?
Yes, in that same voice. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was saying that that getting someone a job is so normalized, in fact, which would not be that surprising in a more dilapidated, poor state like Jharkhand, Bihar, and stuff, Chhattisgarh. But even in Bengal, where we are way ahead of Haryana, and we come from the lineage of Bonkim and Rabindranath, etc. So in that state, when Mamata Banerjee became the CM, just like 1 year or so after becoming the CM, she started saying that I have done 90% of what I had promised, and I have got them this. I helped that man get this job. I helped this group get this and stuff. She used to make a point to mention that no one got anything out of their own accord or because of their own skills. I helped them. I got them that. And no one bat an eyelid. Everyone debated that whether she did get them or not. No one countered the idea of her having to get them get them jobs. That's how normalized it is.
I'm kind of sick and tired of people recalling the era of Goni Khan Chaudhary and other some leaders in Congress and the CPIM who would give people jobs. Like I'm sick and tired of that. Okay, like um, you know, there are many people who swear by these families, these leaders, and say that, oh, irrespective of party, as if that's a big thing, irrespective of your political affiliation, this Goni Khan Chaudhary used to give jobs to people, or Shomen Mitra used to give jobs to people. Okay, so that just means that he's taking away some jobs for deserving people, right? Like there are jobs, there are 100 jobs. Let's say you give away 60 jobs, then you've limited the scope for talented people to get jobs on their own, accord or their own talent, right?
Hmm.
So I never understood that why people celebrate these people so much. Like, he gave me a job. I mean, yes, he did, but that's like you took away my job by giving that other guy a job,
I have an
right?
answer. Why?
Yeah.
Is your why a rhetorical question, or do you actually have an answer to this, or are you seeking an answer to this question? Why do they do it?
No, I kind of understand why they do it.
Hmm.
I mean, you
What's your
can you
answer?
can give your point though. My
They are gullible nut
answer is,
jobs who are weak fucking pussies. What's your answer?
I mean, in a sense, if you think about it, we've never gotten out of that Mughal or feudal period after that. Like, in a sense, even the British era was all about extracting rents from the pre-existing Mughal system, right? They just took it and then they tried to convert it into some pro-capitalist stuff and it didn't work. So after that, there was industrialization, and then some kind of at least meritocracy happened. But this meritocracy, if you think about it, was not complete meritocracy. Like, there were always people like for example, the Tagores and others. They were supposed to be the new bourgeoisie. Like, they were
Hmm.
supposed to industrialize Bengal like America and all that, okay, or some
Hmm.
other place.
Hmm.
Now they tried, but some events happened like stock market crashes and all, and some banking failures and stuff that kind of made
Hmm.
them into these people who started, receding into the feudal system. Like, feudal system is
Right.
safe because if
Yeah.
you buy a piece of land, build a house, rent it out, or whatever, you buy agrarian land, you get like produce every week or every month, then
Hmm.
you're fine. Your food is taken care of, right? So some events happened that kept our elites, our mercantile elites who built Calcutta to begin with, those elites became weak. And as a result, Bengali society also became weak. It became, kind of over dependent on people became over dependent on incomes that they could get without working hard, or incomes that would be guaranteed no matter what, like that kind of a system. And that
Hmm.
never totally changed.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think that's DNA still continuing, and all we've done is we've elected bigger socialists to power. So and we've totally removed all the aspects of merit and free market from society as a result. So, or jitna we elected socialists, the more the aspects of meritocracy and free market got destroyed.
Yeah. Let's take this question from Bhetobang. Where are Bengalis seeing this violence going to go in the future? Can only president's rule stop this?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know. I think he's not asking a question. I think he's made a point. Um, and I don't think that point is absolutely off point, if I can say that. Now, here to learn is giving us a lot of disturbing information,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Rejak Mullah has died.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. Today
Oh,
afternoon.
Chashar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. End of an era. I would say end of an era, but I mean, he ended CPIM anyway in that area. So, well, he ended the era.
Yeah, for the non-Bengalis here, Rajak Mullah was a legendary, famous slash infamous CPIM leader who would pride himself in being the son of a farmer. And when CPIM elite top leaders were criticizing some CPIM leaders for doing Kali Puja, Durga Puja, etc., Rajak Mullah was going to Hajj, and then joined Trinamool in the end. Right when Trinamool came to power, immediately he flipped. After all the years of staying in CPM and probably beating the shit out
No,
of many Trinamool supporters.
and if you recall, when Rejak Mullah took the oath as a as a minister in Mamata's cabinet, I think in her second term, if I'm not mistaken, or I think
Okay.
2021. I think 2021.
Hmm.
He said he swore in the name of Allah, which is good, which is
Oh,
like he's embracing
okay.
his identity as a Muslim.
Yeah, of
But I
course.
don't think he ever did something like that during CPIM's regime. So that this so things are changing, right? Like changing for the better, I would say. Like
Hmm.
instead of pretentious socialists in Calcutta and those areas who pretend that every thing is all right in West Bengal, no matter
Hmm.
what.
Hmm.
Um, that
Now,
kind of thing is kind of oh god, yeah. I mean, here to learn is giving us one some kinds of horrible news,
yeah, and
right?
your mosquito bat gives us the impression that you are doing this live stream from the forests of Amazon.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Amazon
Now,
origin, right? They,
yeah.
yeah,
One funny thing, interesting thing that has happened in the last 1 or 2 days is that many normie liberals are now absolutely pissed off at the way the walk-off protests have happened. I have seen countless musicians, rock musicians, Bengali rock metal musicians, Brahmins Boidos Kaistos, who have said that this is not acceptable. What the fuck is going on in Kolkata? And I saw at least one post which was liked by many other metal guitarists in Kolkata,
yeah.
which said that, well, if this is it, then we Hindus must consolidate. Hindus and consolidate. These two words being used by metal guitarists of Kolkata who are from the Brahmin Boito Kaisto castes. What the fuck? And in that situation, what do you think has been the response of our Bangla Pakho people who are saving Bengali culture? And since Lord Ram is an outsider, but the people taking off taking off the flag of Lord Ram are insiders, then what do you think of the change, or where do you think this change will further lead to? that these kinds of people are also protesting these things? And also, what do you think of Bangla Pakho's reaction? What do you think they should
So
do?
I don't know Bangla Pakho's reaction as of yesterday or something, but I know that Bangla Pakho is certainly trying to divert the attention by saying, I saw a very stupid thing being shared on Twitter. I think that BJP is scared of fish. Okay,
Oh
something like
my
that.
God! See, that was a masterstroke by our favorite lady. Okay, the way she
Hmm.
did it. Every Bengali commie, far left commie, who is still now not worried about their state and city, even after Hindutva fascist bus drivers are being asked to take down their saffron flags and stuff. Those goddamn commies have absolutely been talking about this one thing: Bengalis not being allowed to eat fish in Delhi, and Israel beating the shit out of Gaza. These two have been the core topics, nothing else in the whole world. Okay.
No, and this tells you the disconnect that they have with reality, but far from it. My point being, somebody did point out quite logically that in let's say BJP is in power in Maharashtra, Goa, and Tripura. All three states eat fish and meat. Okay, and it doesn't matter. So that's the whole thing. Like, uh, I don't think that this is the kind of campaign that really helps these kind of parties or Bangla Pakho in that sense, because I'm pretty sure, like I told you, because Bengalis have to, a large section of Bengalis have to work or go outside for work, right? They, in a sense, they kind of know that BJP doesn't ban fish and meat like that. Okay, and again, my other point being that a lot of people might even think that I'm not even getting to eat, so let alone eating fish, meat, mutton, chicken, whatever. There are people who are literally starving today, right now, in
But what
West
do you think
Bengal
of
because
the urban and suburban normies who are on Facebook and seeing these posts and thinking that actually that happened? The fact that the claim that some Bengalis got criticized for eating fish and stuff, or the fish market being close to a Hanuman temple, which was funded by those Bengalis of that area. Do you think that's going to take up any significant steam? That discourse.
in a sense, see, whoever even thinks about all this or is on Twitter, like I maintain that Twitter is the one thing that cannot, sway the tide in Bengal elections, because most people aren't on Twitter. Okay, in West Bengal. Okay, and this kind of thing, like what you're seeing, is again an outrage by a very small group of people in Calcutta, because the
Hmm.
state is so large with like 10%, 10 crore population or so. Even 0.01% of that seems like a big number, but like I keep saying, that's even there in South Calcutta. And like I said, so many people visited Ram Mandir and this thing Kumbh Mela from West Bengal, right? So
Hmm.
it's not like people are opposed to North Indian Hinduism completely, the way these Bangla Pakho people and all portray it to. If it was the case, I don't think a record number of people from West Bengal would not have visited the Ram Mandir and this thing. Uh,
Even in the opening ceremony.
Precisely. And if you think about it, that what's there, what's so why doesn't why that doesn't work is because for religious people, I think the Hindu religion is beautiful in that sense that it doesn't teach you to hate other gods. Okay, so in a sense, even if I think that North Indian Ram is kind of different from our Ram in West Bengal, Krittivashi Ram or whatever, I don't know. So if you think like that, even then you don't hate Ram for being North Indian, right? Like I don't think, I think there's a essence of God fearing kind of a thing going on because of our long term colonization by fearers of God. And there are also this Hindu ethos where you don't really hate any gods. You think that, gods are gods. Let's pray to them, that kind of thing.
Hindus
So,
think anything, anyone one can be a god and even a worship worthy god, because so many Hindus worship at random shrines of Muslim peers and,
Ghazis,
and
Ghazis,
Ghazis even. Yeah.
exactly.
Any give Hindus any random structure, they will throw some coins at it and pray the fuck out of that stone.
Yes, precisely. So if because of that, you can kind of see that uh, that thing where the Bangla Pokho tries to divide people's Hindu worship. They don't
Yeah, since you
talk
are
about
getting into that,
environment.
we'll just take this question and inform people that the best rapper in town is commenting on our live chat, who will be the key, the main guy in our next upcoming music video, for which we are going to
Uh,
see crowdfunding, and
hmm.
it will have my vocals for the melodies, and it will be this guy rapping. So for the non-Bengalis here, check out his work on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. So yeah, continue. What do you feel about the agenda of Bangla Pakko, which you were talking about anyway?
No, precisely, and I think that I think Bangla Pokho uh, it's an old, it's a hackneyed protest right now. It's not yielding anything new. It's not like, what else do you have? North Indians hate fish. Okay, big deal. North Indians are taking over. Okay, I'm not there to even witness it because I'm working a low wage job in, I don't know, Rajasthan or something. So I don't know what Bangla Pokho is even talking about. So the point is that it doesn't matter what Bangla Pokho says. The reaction of the people, and honestly, Bangla Pokho is irrelevant outside of Calcutta.
That is
Okay.
true.
Bangla Pokho, you
Though,
go to
although,
Purulia, you ask anyone who whether they've even heard of Bangla Pokho. I doubt like 99.9% people will have heard of Bangla Pokho.
yeah, and
Okay.
go to Purulia and say that Lord Ram is an outsider. Do it.
हाँ हाँ वो वहाँ पे
We won't have to
अयोध्या
tackle
पहाड़ पे
Bangla
जाके
Pakko.
बोलो, go to Ayodhya Pahar and say that Lord Ram is an outsider, and
Yeah.
whatever Gorgo says. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Batman is
So
very pissed off with what happened in Delhi. Batman, the explanation that BJP gave later on, I'm inclined to believe that, because the main allegation was shared by a very famous MP. Is she an MP right now? Did she lose her seat because of the controversy of taking bribes and shit? But anyway, the explanation given was, which was very, I think, made sense. They showed some footage of the Bengalis who run that fish bazaar themselves. They said that no, that harassment was fake. No one really did that, and we have never faced harassment for eating fish or having this fish market. Okay, that was completely a made up bullshit controversy, because that MP herself was getting embroiled in a huge controversy in Bengal, getting into huge allegations thrown on her by another MLA from her own party, another MP from her own party. Okay, that was what was up. For that reason, she
no,
cooked up
my
that
my
thing
point
in
is
Delhi.
my point is going to be slightly different here. So let's say North Indians don't like you eating fish near their temples. Let's say they don't. What can you do about it? Like, can you really do anything about it?
We can protest.
Ask yourself
We
that.
need just.
हाँ यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट करो, वर्क ऑफ टाइप का प्रोटेस्ट करो. आई मीन व्हाट यू प्रोटेस्ट इन दिल्ली, गो अहेड, सी हाउ मेनी पीपल विल tolerate you blocking the roads there, or maybe they will, I don't know, but maybe take up Jantar Mantar, sit there in the heat, protest. What can you do? If even if a North Indian vegetarian uh, gets angry at you for having fish or mutton or whatever, what can you do about it? Right?
Hmm.
It's not.
Yeah.
You can't actually physically confront anyone. You can't politically confront them because they've kept up their TFR, unlike you. So you can't do anything. Right? So why even bother about all this? Can you do
Hmm.
something about today's protests? I don't think you can do anything about that either. Do you have the numbers to contest the protests in Calcutta? You can't. Right? So you can't do anything. So why are you worried about something that's maybe happening in Delhi or something, even if it is true?
Hmm. I think they are just suffering from some Rantak deficiency. Maybe Delhi Rantak is too costly in Delhi. I want to bring your attention to two recent Instagram reels I saw from two proud Bengali people. Both of the guys who made those reels were insanely fat fucks. I don't know if they're connected or not, but fat definitely increases estrogen and makes you more. Okay, I won't use that word. Anyway, so one guy was out on the streets of Gurgaon at about 1 in the night, and was saying that, you see, all the people of Bengal who say that Bengal is going to the dogs, Kolkata is going to the dogs, leave Bengal and see. Kolkata is still the best place on earth. We are having to
So what
work
is he
in
doing in
Gurgaon.
what is he doing in Gurgaon, man?
He's having to
Why?
work in Gurgaon.
Having because I guess the Haryanvis really needed his skills, so they I
Yes,
don't
yes,
know, tied up
yes,
his legs and hands and took him there and
yes.
forced
Indentured
him to.
servitude for being Bengali and for eating fish, you see.
True,
So,
true, true.
so the reason why Gurgaon is such a horrible place and why Kolkata is still better, which the place he has had to leave and go to that place, is because at 1 or 1:30 in the night, two people were openly drinking alcohol in front of his office, and therefore Kolkata is better because no one drinks alcohol openly in Kolkata because Kolkata is
No, they do
absolutely
worse
heaven
things.
on earth.
So, so
Kolkata is beautiful.
no, Kolkata
Um,
is definitely beautiful. The pollution makes you see all kinds of colors in the air. It's totally fine.
hmm.
2.5. I think if that dude, that guy who keeps trying to live a long life or whatever that billionaire's name is, that guy who went to the Nikhil Kamath podcast and ran away because he had some
Of
lung
ish.
issue. So
Yeah.
that
He's
guy.
not a
I
billionaire. He's not a billionaire, I
अब
think.
जो भी हो मिलियनर बिलियनर
Yeah,
हमारे
yeah,
लिए तो बंगाली के लिए सब सेम है तो my point is that
yeah.
this one if that dude came to Calcutta I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure he wouldn't stay even till the Nikhil Kamath podcast
Hmm.
because Kolkata the are you guys aware even those who live in Calcutta that the number of ponds the number of wetlands that have been closed in the recent past
Hmm.
like the
Yeah.
number the even if you guys were like this is where I can't tolerate people in Calcutta protest everything literally like everything they can but they don't protest about wetlands getting destroyed they don't protest about trees getting cut to build stupid statues of Chota Bhim. I've seen that actually like massive trees getting cut and replaced by Chota Bhim statues. Okay, so these kind of things people in Calcutta don't protest about and
There
I'm
are
pretty damn sure that if the
there are
equipment
some.
is real
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
in Alipur meteorological department, I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure we'll be higher than Delhi on the pollution scale. Maybe not as high in October, November, but overall, if we take the annual pollution thing, then we'll definitely be higher because of not because of the number of vehicles or because of the high industrial output. No, because of buildings, because of the promoting activities that are sustaining the Calcutta economy. Okay.
But sad to inform you that actually the mofusils of West Bengal are, in my opinion, way more polluted than even Kolkata because of the
Ah,
broken roads. Because every road
true,
is dusty,
true, true,
and
true, true. Because they
I
don't build them fast, right? Yeah.
yes, and there are constructions going on, and these random statues reminds me that the road I used to take, the main road I used to take on the way to going to my school. Um, it used to be insanely full of traffic and stuff. Okay, so in 2011, when that was my ISC year, right when Trinamool came to power, they made a statue of Ishwar Chandra Bidrasagar right in the middle of that already insanely heavy traffic jam filled road because we were about to forget Ishwar Chandra Bidrasagar, you see, in 2011.
True, true,
Therefore, we
true. And
needed that
Ishwar
statue.
Chandra totally asked everyone in Bengal to build a statue, so
Yeah,
makes sense.
we
I
absolutely
have
needed the
seen.
statue.
I think the number of useless statues in Calcutta is like at a per capita highest in all of the world. Like if you go to some parts of Calcutta, you just find statues these days. Like nothing. Um, it just
Yeah,
and it's
nobody takes any cut money from building any statues. Nobody launders money by building statues.
no. It's all good and it's all for the cultural betterment of
Of course, of course.
the country.
Yeah, the next
So
Instagram reel I want to bring your attention to was by another Brahmin Boddhakasto fat fuck Bengali, who was saying that you see, why do these people, some people, he kept saying some people, why do these some people hate the liberal Bengali Hindu and call us cucks and stuff? He was very hurt, pained in his fat filled heart, saying that, what have we really done? You want to see what we have done? And went back to Rabindranath and Bunkim and all the revolutionary freedom fighters and stuff. And but hilariously, what's most significant here is he kept saying, "We liberal Bengali Hindus," and if anyone's from Kolkata, especially from the proper urban areas of Kolkata, especially if they're Brahmin Bodoka, so they know the word Hindu was never used in the same sentence as Bengalis up until like 5 months back. Okay, that the word Hindu was almost dirty for us. Nobody used it. No one identified as Hindu up until 5 minutes back. Okay, so all of a sudden, now they want credit for being liberal Bengali Hindus because they now want the distinction of being, yes, we are also proud Hindus because we eat mutton, etc. But
Mm.
we are liberals, whereas these people are not. These
No,
fascist
no.
truck drivers, they are not liberal, they are not Hindu, and they are not truly Hindu, and they are not Bengali.
And more importantly, I would like to ask them that if they are the Hindus and they're so proud of being Hindu, then how come they never thought about Bangladesh, which is like just beside our state, right? So anyway, I don't think, see, we've discussed, I think most people know their hypocrisies and idiocies. I think what has changed is, even among the so-called liberal class, like you mentioned, there is now a bigger acceptance of the fact that there is something wrong in the state. This was something unimaginable till a few years ago, right? Like Bengal was supposed to be perfect in every sense. So in that sense, I would say that this kind of people, they're somehow acknowledging that there's a problem, and the problem isn't just because some Biharis came to Calcutta. Okay, that's the whole. That's where we have to ask, because I have also heard people lamenting, that we've done something wrong. Okay, what they have done wrong maybe hasn't yet dawned on them, but they know that
Yeah,
things aren't going the way they were supposed to.
yeah,
Uh, that's a big development,
yeah.
right?
Wait, Indian political TV is back after a long time. We both have. Oh, no, no, no. 70% of Tripura's population is Bengali. Out of these 70%, 95% Bengalis. Or did he mean to write
I think he
Bengalis?
was typing fast, yeah, yeah. Because what
Bengalis
he's saying
consume
afterward is weird, yeah.
Be-
So
Bengalis consume fish without any obstacles, so it is rubbing to say that BJP opposes fish. Yeah,
he's rubbing people the wrong way. Anyway, so
yeah.
my point is that yeah, he's right, and more importantly, honestly, BJP is the least fascist and authoritarian party in the history of India,
I agree.
which which is like when people call BJP fascist, it's funny because you have parties like Congress that declared emergency, put everyone in jail, did forced vasectomies on people. You have, you know, they did vasectomies without they took kids, like 14, 15-year-old kids, and they did vasectomies on those people, okay? Because they had quotas by the government, okay? They banned Kishore Kumar, an artist like Kishore Kumar, from All India Radio because he refused to perform in an event for which he didn't get paid. So these parties, I find it very funny that people aren't taught these things, where people don't question these things, right? And you have a guy who pretends to be the messiah. I have seen people literally saying Rahul Gandhi is so mature, he's awesome, he's this, he's that. My point is, do you guys, like, when you literally criticize Narendra Modi for being a puppet of industrialists and all, do you not see what Rahul Gandhi is? Like, he's a product of, I don't know, 5 generations of politicians who have done nothing significant for the country and who basically sit on all kinds of privileges. And then you talk about how privileged other people are. Like, it's very stupid. Like, it's like when I saw Stalin of the DMK shaking hands with Sonia Gandhi and Rahul and opposing Aryan invasion by Modi. Like, that was the dumbest thing I ever saw. Like, him shaking hands with a white person and a half white person and saying that Narendra Modi is the, imposing Hindi in, I don't know what, Aryans are coming into Tamil Nadu. So it's that dumb. Like, I think that the people in India, they aren't informed about a lot of things, or when they are informed, they can't take it. Like, I think there's a problem with processing shit. I don't know. Like, are people that dumb in this country? Sometimes I really wonder.
Arteries are
It's
choked with fat and bad nutrition because of poverty in the state. How are you going to escape this? I have
I think
one
here to learn
question.
is here to learn has slightly better news now.
And by the way, here to learn made a very important point here. After calling Tagore reactionary, Ramakrishna epileptic, Vivekananda feudal, Netaji Tojo's dog, they want to now appropriate the term liberal Bengali Hindu.
Yes, that's because people like here to learn have been forcing them to say the word Hindu. Itna, like till 2011 or 12, I don't think you could even call yourself a Hindu without being.
22 of the okay bolto na.
That's
And
true.
this was what Savarkar and Sitaram Goel had been saying that
Yeah.
wait, they will they will have to. Now, something you touched upon very early on, and I repeatedly wanted to get to this point because this annoyed me greatly. Not, I am not a member of BJP. I criticize BJP almost 60-70% of every live stream. But please allow me to say this that today, the MP, Justice Abhijit Ganguli, who was sort of the face, the kind of the hero in this entire SSC scam fiasco, people losing jobs and stuff. Today, he went to one of the protests, and a few dumb fucks who are going to be teachers in government schools and are never going to let their kids get into government schools. They gave "Go Back" slogans to Abhijit Ganguly, saying that we don't want to politicize our movement. And this coincidentally happened
No,
right after
she
the RG
deployed
Corps
the
protester
same guy.
guys joined the protest. Okay,
Exactly, exactly,
the
exactly.
RG Corps
She's
protesters
deployed this.
were
Yeah.
yeah, they
No, keep
said
on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they were famously going around saying that we don't want to politicize it on the very day that there was something BJP-ish about one protest, which was, well, it's BJP-ish meaning not having any red flags. That was BJP-ish.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one that
What is it
saffron
with
wearing
what
guy
is it with
getting
this?
hit with
These
water cannons
low
and stuff.
testosterone. I never got that. Like, what is it? This fascination of the Bengali middle class with these low testosterone looking losers. Like, I don't know. Like these doctors in article protest. The more low testosterone you look, the more people think you're an intellectual. It's
No, I have to
something weird.
steelman their argument. In theory,
Yeah.
their argument is fine. In reality, and especially in West Bengal, where reality is very, very real, there and very, very Nijjan, there it doesn't work. Because their argument is that this is just a matter between the state and the teachers. Everyone go
True.
home. Everyone else go home. But it never happens that way. It has never happened that way. Every significant movement, if it wants result, has to latch on to some political party, or some political party will latch on to that movement, and therefore that movement will see the light of the day, or the fruits of that movement will see the light of the day, whether it's Ram Mandir, whether it's the farmers bill being taken back because every other political party supported that protest, or it's Singur Andolan first and foremost. How can Bengalis forget this? So now today they think BJP won't get involved with this at all, and they will happily get their government jobs and go to teach in schools where they won't send their own children to study in those schools. Now, I was watching the ABP Anando panel discussion as well, where the Bangal Rajashri Lahiri was setting some fireworks, but he was opposed by the CPIM young girl. She's in CPIM. Modhuja, yeah, Modhuja was saying that Shubhendu Adhikari has said that the moment BJP comes to power, they will do something about getting these people jobs. Why can't they do it before coming to power and stuff? So, what
Oh,
is your
wow,
opinion
that's
on
it.
this? Why should
So,
it be politicized, or why shouldn't it be politicized? These movements, these protests.
God, see, the truth is that every movement is political, but the even bigger point is that these teachers or whoever, these doctors, teachers, whoever they are, they should enjoy their 2 minutes of limelight under political parties, because otherwise nobody will give a shit about them anyway. Do you really want
They
my
underestimate. They underestimate the population of Bengal, how poor they are, how much they actually do not give a shit.
exactly? I was just going to get to that. I guess we're thinking we have a telepathic connection.
Our
I
periods
was
have
just
synchronized.
I guess আমাদের telepathy জোর আছে. So the thing is, uh, if you think about it, like actually the only reason the teachers protest is important is because the future teachers, like people who want to be teachers in the future, are pissed now and their parents are angry.
Yeah.
It's not because people are actually really caring about, or like everyone thinks that they'll get a government job, right? Like every aspirant, uh, you know, every aspirant thinks that if I take this exam, I'll be, what can I say? I'll get a government job, and that these kind of people, that's mostly uh, that group with their parents, grandparents, extended family, friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. That whole group thinks of it as a bad thing, that government jobs are going, but they themselves don't give a damn about these teachers.
Yes.
Okay, so if they're getting like 2 seconds of fame because of Shubhendu Adhikari or whoever, Abhijit Ganguly, Shubhendu Adhikari, CPM, BJP, I don't care. If that is the case, then they should enjoy it. Otherwise, nobody gives a damn. I think people are very happy to hear that their taxes, like they'll have more money left over for Konyasri and whatever shit they get, like Lokhir Bhandar, and they don't have to. The government doesn't have to pay these school teachers, whom anyway most people see as a burden on the state. Okay, now here's the funny thing: everyone knows that. Uh, uh, can you take Hot TV's question after this? Anyway, so everyone thinks that government education should be there because it's a good thing, it's a moral thing. I won't send my child if I earn a lot of money. I won't send my child to that school or college. That's fine. I totally get that, but it should exist. It should exist. Why should it exist? So that we can pretend like we're a morally superior society. Okay, and some people get jobs. So if my child may want a job as a school teacher and they have the intelligence or the right, kind of connections or whatever, they might get a job. So these are the whole thing. Like, I have literally heard professors saying, a senior professor saying to a government employee in my family, a teacher in my family, that I am so happy that there are so many schools and colleges under this government. And I was like, why? I literally asked why, and he was like, because you all can get jobs. I would have totally laughed at the guy had he not been such a old guy. Okay, I was going to say, oh, so you're trying to say that the government should spend crores behind building inept schools and colleges which are totally horribly built and have no infrastructure, and nobody wants to go there because you think that your family should get a job. That was like the dumbest thing I ever heard. Okay, but I just couldn't say it because I guess I'm from a respectable family. I have to behave that way. But it's so difficult for me to get through their thick skulls that the government machinery in education is shit, is absolute crap, and nobody really cares about it except the people who think that people should get jobs in there, and everyone thinks that they can get a job. So that's even worse, which is why education should be privatized completely. I see no other point. And those who say it will be bad for the poor people, that's where Hot TV's comment comes in. You see, uh, Hot TV is saying that Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar said education must be confined to upper. I don't think he meant that. I think what he really meant was education has always been for the privileged. Whether you like it or not, if you see the degree mills in West Bengal and even other parts of the country, where people are getting degree after degree after degree and not getting jobs or skill or real life skills, it's because that's meant to be. If you read Pierre Bourdieu on education, you will know that the elite schools keep producing elites, and they keep reproducing the social structure because the most elite schools will be for the most elite people, and they will have the first right over jobs and resources, unlike what Manmohan Singh said actually. So the point is that if those elite schools, so let's say St. Xavier's, Don Bosco, La Martiniere, I don't know, maybe a few other schools in Calcutta, some of these schools, and Presidency, St. Xavier's, Ramakrishna Mission, these schools, Jadavpur, these are the, if you look at the government jobs, majority of the people in these government jobs are from these institutes. Okay, so the hundreds and thousands of other government institutes that exist are basically useless if you think about it, because most people studying the same degrees in those other colleges and schools have no prospects in the job market.
Perfect Beauty, how
Okay.
old are you? I would bet you are above 30, 35.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now, I have to get to Perfect Beauty's point as well. Let's steelman both these arguments, okay? One is,
Yeah.
why are we saying that people who are above 30, 35, especially above 40, 50, they might have gone to good government schools? What's the reason for that in Bengal? And as well as, let's just try to steelman the arguments of
No, ask
protesters
Perfect
who are
Beauty
saying that,
if you can disclose whether you are near
oh,
Calcutta or
yeah,
not, whether you
uh,
live near Calcutta or not. That's also a big factor.
23. 23, that's just a complete outlier, and then we will have to consider
Hey, outlier भी नहीं है. Calcutta, see, Calcutta still has a few government schools that run. Okay,
from
and
Delhi.
honest. Oh, तो तुम चुप रहो भाई. Anyway, no, I mean चुप रहो मतलब you don't know what we're talking about. Anyway, so
You don't know
I've
what
heard,
we are
I've heard.
talking about. We are talking about Bengal specifically.
Yeah.
Therefore,
So anyway, तो
uh,
हाँ. So then, हाँ वो point proven. You question anyone a bit long enough, you'll see our theories get proven, right? So
yeah.
anyway, so
Yeah, so the other
what were
thing I
you
wanted to
saying?
steel man is, why, even if it does get politicized, what is bad about the movement? What is this obsession with not getting things politicized? What is even, first of all, left to be politicized in Bengal? But why shouldn't it be politicized? This movement. Why shouldn't it be hijacked by BJP? Why shouldn't it be used by BJP to make its inroads into Bengal?
No, I've never seen a apolitical movement in my life, so I never like I can't actually answer that question because I don't know of any movement like long-term sustained movement. Maybe the Santhal rebellion or something. Even there, you would have a dude who's trying to be a politician, or the Sannyasi rebellion or something. Maybe the last time a movement was, I guess, apolitical. Otherwise, every movement has always been political. It's been I don't see why people see politics as a dirty word and then go in front of you their local MP and MLA and act like he's the God or Lord Savior Messiah of his life. Okay, so it's very stupid this kind of thing, and it's typically a leftist kind of way to do things because the leftists I have noticed that they're good at that thing like dhori mach nach hui pani. Okay, um, it's like you catch the fish but don't actually get your hands wet, or you do the crime but you don't get your hands dirty, that kind of thing. So the communists have always been good at that, right? So uh, they so I'll tell you why this logic comes. So when the Communist Party was establishing itself, you would notice that it had all kinds of their leaders but not really leaders, have these civil society kind of things, right? Like so IPTA, Indian Progressive something artists or some shit, yeah. And then
Theater
you had
artist.
these local theater artists, and then yeah, Indian Progressive theater artists, and then you have these kind of animal lovers association. To baad mein hua. You have these kind of women's associations, and you have these. So all of these were filled with commies always. Okay, but their name would just not be CPI something. Okay, their name would not be Communist Party of something something. Okay, but for all intents and purposes, they the views they gave, disseminated the ideas they taught people, the work they did was always all for the Communist Party. So the Communist Party can legit claim that okay, every movement is apolitical because they consciously did not put their name in front of it. Okay, but the people who are leading these movements, you will notice that they are friends with these people, or they are their relatives or something like that. So they were always good at pretending. Like, I think the one thing the communists have always been good at is pretending, right? So kudos to them for that. I don't see that as a bad or good thing, right? So that's a good thing. I would say
It's
that's a
beyond
skill.
good and evil.
Yeah, that's a skill. So that's there. Um, Now, if they are leveling these charges against the BJP or other people who are going to the protests, it's because they're seeing that the BJP is getting mileage out of it, and the Communist Party essentially works for the TMC right now. And the TMC props them up like a dead body every now and then to remind people that there's another opposition party.
And
So
the Muslim groups, as well as leftists, I think, world around and in India, have been absolute masters and geniuses at naming their groups. Groups like Equality Labs, India Hate
yes,
Labs,
yep, yep, yep,
Indian Secular Front.
yes.
Then what's the organization that got banned in Kerala recently, 2 3 years back?
PFI, PFI, na
PFI,
Popular
People's
Front of India,
Front. Yeah.
People of
And
India.
meanwhile, every remotely right wing organization is Hindu this, Sanatan that. So you can never reach the opposite guy and change their minds. And people, dumb fucks, keep on asking me to change the name of my channel as well. And specifically say, yeah, add something Hindu or Sanatan to this. Then it will be fun, so that we can all have a
That
circle jerk group masturbation ceremony in our closed rooms. Now,
no,
another topic.
we've
Yeah, go
managed
on.
to. I think your channel has managed to convince a lot of people, who were, in opposition to you, but
Yeah.
now they gift you books and stuff. So there are some people whose
Yeah.
minds you have managed to change.
Yeah, just
So yeah.
few days back, this is not really in connection to the channel, but I converted 3 people to semi-Hindutva in one day, um, and just by blurting
But
out
your success rate
Savarkar
is still nowhere. Your success rate is still nowhere close to Rahul Gandhi and Vikas Ranjan Bhattacharya.
and the Waqf
So
protests.
you work up for this. So
Yeah. Now, illegal wealth redistribution. You see, when you were bringing up the point of aspirational corruption, it brought to my mind this exact thing. Everyone likes wealth redistribution, Hindutva socialists and commies. Now, that has in fact happened in Bengal, but that wealth has come from law abiding citizens into the hands of Trinamool Gundas or party workers, which is why in Mofusils, you will see Mofussil suburban areas, you'll see people who had dilapidated house or 1 story small houses now have 2 3 story mansions with gardens all around them. Does that come under aspirational corruption?
matlab, see, that's the fun thing. Like, if you see, Ambedkar said one thing right. Okay, Ambedkar actually said a lot of right things. One important thing that he did say was, matlab, if you're, let's say, why he said he was always thinking, yeah, caste system, why is it so entrenched, right? Like, बाद में we have kind of shown how seen how it's not really a system and all that stuff. Your channel has read papers on that, I think, and all that. But forget all that. Think about what Ambedkar said once. He said ki matlab, the system of caste is nice. He never said it's nice. He said it works because everyone can discriminate against somebody else. Okay. So there are layers of this thing. Okay. So imagine you're not getting actual wealth in terms of jobs and capitalism and privatization, right? You're not getting all that. But you are certainly, if you toe the lines of the party, whichever party, then in West Bengal, then you are able to kind of build your house, your shanty into a house. You can buy a second-hand car, you can or even first-hand nice car, okay, and you can buy gold jewelry and all that. You can do all that. So, matlab, you have distinguished yourself from poorer or more lower caste people. Okay,
Hmm.
so that works. So that totally works when you have no other alternatives, right? Like, uh, it works that way. You are able to appear to be better off than your neighbors, which is great for most people in West Bengal,
Hmm.
because that's what most people aspire to be. See, that's the problem of being so inward looking that you don't know what's happening in the rest of the country. In the rest of the country,
Hmm.
for example, I tell you, uh, I think you know this quite well actually. The kind of creators, okay, the creator economy in India is
Hmm.
huge right now, huge. Right? It has
Hmm.
replaced TV, it has replaced cricket, I think it has replaced many things. Ranveer Elavatiya se lekar, I have seen small channels pumping up like 40 lakh, 50 lakh subscribers in a matter of months. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and the amount they spend on the content shows that they are profiting like crazy. Matlab, the graphics in these videos that they produce, and it's a simple video like matlab China is great, or ye kya hai, matlab why India lags behind, this that whatever. You see there are these different channels like AVTV and all which I follow, and the graphics and stuff are crazy, like, and you won't have anything near that in West Bengal. Like even in the content creator economy, this is supposed to be the what cultural capital or whatever. We're lagging way behind Maharashtra, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, all these places.
Even Gujarat.
Gujarat. I don't know. I don't see like, frankly, because I watch mostly Hindi or English content, I won't know a lot about Gujarat. But if what the creators I watch mostly these days, the young and the new creators, they're all from these Maharashtra, Delhi, and Bangalore and all these places, right? Hyderabad and all. So the and look at the kind of channels in Calcutta, and they're so graphics chodo, camera work is shit. You know, in like some of the mainstream channels with I think 1.5 million or 1.6 million subscribers in Calcutta, a mainstream channel in YouTube. The anchor's face is hardly visible. Okay, people watch him because they hate the ruling party. So there are so many people who hate the ruling party, so they watch his channel. Okay, because she put the guy in jail. So that sense, like Bengal is lagging way behind the rest of the country, and they have no idea. But matlab kya hai? But you can say that you have more subscribers than the next guy, right? So in Bengali, because of the high population again, because Bengali speakers are many in this country and the world, so you can say that these channels are doing quite well, but they're actually shit. Like if you all India scenario or global scenario, they're shit. But they're doing well because of politics. Again, because of the political scenario. Matlab, the highest subscribed channels in West Bengal are not like Ranbir Awadi and all. The highest subscribed channels in West Bengal are the ones who abuse Mamata the most. So, matlab, you see how politics and the people pretend to be apolitical, but politics is in every part of our lives, every part.
And
Water,
you see,
to
even then, even when so many people get subscribers just by abusing Mamta, even then she doesn't get voted out of power. So you see, the other people voting her into power are too poor to even watch YouTube.
true.
Now, here
Or
to learn,
if they
ask something. Yeah, go on.
if they watch YouTube, they watch the cringiest crap you will ever find.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. Now,
Matlab, the stuff that Bongai makes fun of. I think Bongai is still good, but again, he's very irregular and
yeah.
he's
Moving
very
on.
close to somebody like, I don't know, even Only Desi. Like Only Desi, there's this guy in Canada who makes fun of Indian movies. Even his work is so awesome. Like Bongai is doing something similar, but he's nowhere close to that guy's like graphics and all that.
Yeah,
Okay,
ঠিক আছে বাদ দাও বালের জিনিস বাড়া এই কয়টা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ কোশ্চেন আছে here to learn asked that I had said that there won't be that much of walk of protests because maybe their funding is down because of Saudi Arabia going secular or because of other them being co-opted and stuff. Then why is so much walk of riots happening in Bengal? Here to learn there is
कहाँ
only
पे
one
हो रहा
thing.
है? नहीं कहाँ पे मतलब think
कहाँ पे हो
about
रहा है?
where it's happening. Where it's
कौन
happening.
कौन लोग इसको हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं here to learn? Have you ever seen here to learn?
No,
Have you
more
ever seen?
importantly, where is it? Think about the timing. See, so the timing is very interesting. So the Walk of Act has already passed. It's a bill now. Okay. So after that, the protests are happening. Number one. Number two, next year there is an election in West Bengal. So think about all that.
And have you seen a party highlighting the protests against them in the history of India? People usually try to ignore it or pretend that their protests are not happening. Like today,
Yes.
Abhijit Ganguli himself said that I didn't hear anyone give me go back slogans. Why? Why would he say that? Because it's not convenient for him to answer that question or to
Yes.
acknowledge that protest even. Why is BJP going around showing footages and promoting the walk of protests? You see? That's why. Now, there are some important questions here. Wait, let me take some here. Lots of important questions came.
Yep.
Yeah. Why are common folks so flustered about religion becoming politicized? If economic, societal issues, science, and all can become stuff of politics, why not dharma or religion?
Because of this Christian morality that we have, which itself came from a kind of European construct where the church should, stay away from politics in Europe. There was this whole thing where the separation of the church from the state was a big thing in Europe, in early modern Europe, and also what happened is because of the huge powers of the church in controlling the politics of Europe, the European kings started assuming more power and started segregating. The people also demanded that matlab, church should not be involved in every aspect of our lives and stuff. So they started saying that church should not be political. But this was not the case in most places. Like if you look at Islamic countries, religion and politics are basically running on the same track, right? In India, it was never the case before the British came to power, right? And even then, the British kind of left it alone. The British said, "Bhai, इनका जो है, except some aspects, we will let them handle their own religion and all," which is why the separate laws and stuff came about. So the whole point was that the France thing, right, where in France you can't wear your religious symbols on your being, right, on your body in public. That kind of thing, in that sense, was a problem. But you have to understand that that's because Europe has its own unique cultural history, which is prevalent in some foreign countries, in Western countries. But this was never the case in India. So why should India give in to this kind of understanding where a monk should not be in politics, that kind of a thing, right? And honestly, why should that be the mainstay only for Hindus? Like that, nobody else asks these questions when Maulvis and other religious people are saying that we should support this party in this election. Nobody asks these questions. So why should Hindus keep taking that brunt? That
No,
my
nobody had a
point is,
problem with Manmohan Singh wearing a third one.
and my point is that if you think about it, the the aspect of religion and politics have always been intertwined, and I don't see how you can change things. Matlab, if you think about it, the modern religion is nationalism. That's what Durkheim said. Like a sociologist called Durkheim said that in the modern period, the difference between now and perhaps maybe 500 years ago or 1000 years ago is the nationalism that we have. Matlab, when you see a flag, even if some people don't respect the Indian flag, they respect some other flags, right? So they will stand up when the national anthem of their favorite country is playing, right? So that thing, so you pray to some abstract idea. You respect some abstract idea, even if you don't respect any country ka flag or anything, and you respect the sickle and crescent of the Communist Party. Even then, you're praying to an abstract idea, right? So, in essence, nothing is outside of politics, and politics is a form of religion in that sense. Like nationalism of any kind or socialism and anything, these are all abstract ideas that we pray to. These are all abstract ideas that we believe in. So, in a sense, we can't say that politics and religion are different. In fact, they have always been intertwined and always will be. No matter how you change, you can change the name, you can change the form, but they'll always be intertwined.
Wait, before we take Bhetobang's question, I'll have to answer Ekebram a little. Ekebram was, since this discussion is not really about free markets and stuff, we can't get into this too much. And Academic Man will be gone by 9:30. So send all your questions quickly. So I'll just answer this quickly. Your premise is that without socialism, how can libertarianism ideology yank the rock bottom poor out of crippling poverty? Now, your premise is that socialism can do it. First, show me where has socialism cranked anyone out of crippling poverty. Then I'll answer the question. Now, the other question is, where did it go? Yeah, Bhetobang.
No, no,
Many
wait a
saw
sec.
that.
Why should our focus always be on uplifting poor people? Matlab, if you have money, then you can share money. If you earn a crore or 10 crores, 100 crores, you can share your money. If you feel that that's what you must do.
If
But
yeah, if the
why
middle
should
class and the rich people become richer, then ask for libertarianism. If that only helps middle class and richer people, then become richer. Then donate all your money to the
uh,
poorest.
but
Simple. It's up to you.
why should the focus always be on uplifting the poor? Why the hell? Like, and whenever any government in the world has tried to uplift the poor, it has never worked. If anything, they have become poorer.
Yes.
So this stupid focus on money. I'm not calling you stupid, whoever asked this question, but I'm saying that this stupid focus on always the poor people, that has led to the downfall of this country and many others, especially West
Hmm.
Bengal.
Hmm. Wait, now, yeah, Bhetobang's question. Many saw that in this Wakaf protest in Bengal, our homies were brought in trucks from outside, just like we saw in Dasna Mandir case. How do Hindus fight it? Then there is their Chakka Jam method too. Can you
You
fight it?
can't fight. You can't.
How can you fight it?
You can't fight it.
If anyone could have fought it, they would have fought it already in the last
You
2 days.
can you can practice jogging every day in your neighborhood, so that when the time comes, you can pick up your stuff and run. That's all you can do.
That's what Bengali doctors have anyway. Oh, jogging is even a strict no. You
No,
morning walk
jogging is
is a
bad.
favorite,
Rantak khalo so jao.
and
I'm
morning walk.
saying
So yeah, at least
if
walk away from the problem.
I think Neerajan will accept my proposal that CSK viewers should do jogging and morning walk and practice running away.
Yeah. Now Navavimarsh is saying, "Who helped me become independent? No one. I hated my poverty, hence I fought to come out of it." That's a very, I think, "Soot boot ki sarkar" sort of a way of looking at things. That's not done.
Hmm.
You're looking down upon poor people. Are you saying, Navavimarsh, that poor people don't hate poverty, therefore they can't come out of it? How can you say this? Another thing I want to take here from Buddhadev is that if hypothetically Muslims give off their religious rigidity, will Hindutva dissolve? Possibly.
Most
Some people
probably.
won't let it go. अभी तो हिंदुत्व हुआ ही नहीं है.
80%, I think 80% people will.
Yeah,
The
because
way
peacetime strategy and wartime strategy are not the same things. Peacetime preparation and wartime preparation are not the same things.
it took you like 70 years to realize you're in a war to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
So
That
that
analogy
I
works in
don't.
everything. Like Khabib
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov walks around at 190 pounds when he's not training for a fight. On the day of the
Yeah.
fight, he's at 155 pounds. So in that same way, if the threat is not there, then why should we be on war footing all the fucking time? Some Savarkar wisdom. If they threaten to tease Hindus in Bengal, okay. Kolkata is the new Shahin Bagh, peaceful. Yeah. Oh my god. Is there anything nice to bring here? Yeah, socialism makes people lazy and dependent on state. If you don't work hard, you go hungry, and that is the best lesson in the world.
Yes, Batman. See, I'm Batman. You're Batman as well. So yeah,
Eke
makes
Brahmo is
sense.
saying, don't say you can't do anything, give some solution no matter how implausible. My viewership is not that high to get into that useless thing because no one's going to listen to me anyway. Uh, Otherwise, the solution is that stop paying your taxes and train workout all day so that the police get disbanded. We save up some money and train ourselves and equip ourselves.
No,
Not
you know
don't
what will
stop
happen
paying.
then? You'll have to run from.
Don't stop paying taxes illegally. Call for a situation where you don't have to
मैं
pay
वही
taxes.
बोलने जा रहा था. If don't take his advice, if you don't pay
Yeah,
taxes, see,
yeah.
unlike regarding our favorite homies, the state will actually come after you if you don't
Yeah,
pay taxes.
yeah,
So you can't save yourself. So don't listen to. I don't think anyone will listen to this advice. Okay, so anyway, it
mm,
doesn't matter. My
yeah,
point is, it's not even about the number of followers. It's about whether the solutions have always been there. It's just this channel will probably be able to give nothing new in terms of those solutions. Okay.
yeah,
If your problem is the protests, if your problem is whether what can save Bengali culture in the long run through, I would say, more prosperity and better quality of life, that perhaps we can give. I think I and Neerajan can give some advice, and that is mainly privatize the fuck out of everything.
गर्ग
And
भट्टाचार्य, द एंटायर कंट्री इज अ हिंदू गेटो. हमारे घेटो में तो चुतियापा होता है, सिर्फ मंदिर और मंदिर और मंदिर एंड मोर मंदिर, सम मोर मंदिर, अ लिटिल बेटर मंदिर, एंड रेनोवेटिंग सम ओल्ड ब्यूटीफुल मंदिर्स टू मेक देम लुक लाइक हॉर्शिट नेहरूवियन बिल्डिंग्स. वही चलता रहेगा. घेटो बना के क्या उखाड़ लेंगे लौड़े?
or no, will you stay in the ghetto? That's the other question. Like, you might think ghettos are nice, but most people don't want to live in ghettos. And
No,
you see,
if a Muslim majority area is called ghetto, then a Hindu majority area is a Hindu ghetto. So most Hindus live in Hindu ghettos only. क्या उखाड़ लिया? वो तो तुलसी पेड़ पे पानी डालेंगे, फिर कुत्ते को पीटेंगे. तो घेटो से क्या उखाड़
and
लेगा?
and honestly, it's not even. I think there's a misnomer. There's a problem if you think that poverty increases population. It doesn't always work that way. West Bengal has had low rate of TFR among rich and poor. Okay, even when we were rich, even when we were poor. Whereas you see, Gujarat has a much higher TFR than West Bengal right now, and Biharis, despite being poor, have also had a higher.
Yeah. Being direct partition victims and not having population exchange. Therefore, as a result, all joint family systems, family values, brother going after brother, all those things, all those clusterfucks going on, where at that moment, religion, dharma, morality, nothing comes to save you. Just because the situation is fucked, so everyone fucks each other. So in that situation, no one can have big families. There's no support system. You can't have big families without support systems. So for the people who say that our Hindu religiosity has gone down, therefore all these problems are coming. Yeah, भाई Hindu religiosity Bengal में 10 साल पहले कम हुआ है, या फिर 15 साल पहले. 47 में नहीं था, 50s में नहीं था, 60s में नहीं था, जब हर भाई अपने भाई को चोद रहा था इकोनॉमिकली, फाइनेंशियली. ठीक है, पार्टीशन फैमिलीज में, पार्टीशन विक्टिम फैमिलीज में. तो सब हिंदू रिलीजियोसिटी अपने घर में कर रहे थे और भी चोदाई भी कर रहे थे अपने भाइयों को, बहनों को. तो कुछ उखाड़ा नहीं था हिंदू रिलीजियोसिटी से. ठीक है, हिंदुत्व इज द ओनली सोल्यूशन. Be Hindu religious as much as you want in your personal life. Hindutva has only about 5-10% to do with it.
Exactly.
Gorgo is saying that's not a ghetto, Dada. A ghetto like theirs. What do you mean like theirs? So like theirs ही तो नहीं होगा. That's what I'm saying. No one else can enter. Yeah, calling India a Hindu ghetto is a wrong assessment. It's not. In many Hindu neighborhoods, no one gives any land, any buildings and stuff to Muslims. Okay. Just out of their own commitment and their own vibes and stuff, we won't let these beefeaters get into our neighborhood and stuff. Okay, how are you going to enforce it in law? Nahi hua. So how are you going to make this idea mainstream then in this situation? Who's this we here then? We are going to do this Hindu ghetto?
And honestly, I don't think you're thinking in terms of the other problems that ghettos produce. So if you think that just because one group is creating ghettos, you can fix it by producing ghettos of your own, you're not really tackling the problems in the right manner itself, and you're assuming that ghettos will again produce a bunch of militant people. That's not necessarily the case. If ghettos could save people, then during partition, I'm pretty sure there were ghetto-like systems, like there were villages.
Absolutely.
Villages and
it was all Bengal
stuff.
ghettos only.
Yeah. In East Bengal, the Hindu population lived in one part of the village, and most of them were poor, so they lived in shanty-like conditions, right?
Who were not getting any
So
support
maybe
from
for
Ghoti
that-
Hindus, who did not face partition.
Exactly, and when there was the people came here. See, Ghotis resent Bangals for two reasons. One is they thought Bangals took all the jobs, which
Jabs.
again, jobs, and number two is they resent Bangals because they got into these stupid rent agreements that gave many Bangals cheap property rights to rented property in Calcutta and other parts. So they couldn't kick them out. So they were paying like $550 for 2,000 square foot. Okay. So that kind of thing. So these are the two things that have caused resentment among Bangals and Ghotis.
Abhay is saying Hindutva se bhi kuch nahi hoga unless you address liberal arts and policy transformation. If Hindutva is not about addressing liberal arts and policy transformation, then what do you think Hindutva is?
Exactly.
The premise of Hindutva is doing these things only. That is Hindutva.
It's a nationalist political ideology. It has very little to do with, I don't know, whatever you think it is, whatever else you think it is, basically.
Um, uh, Here to learn is saying, I didn't understand your answer, Dada, on that thing. Are going on because I got first hand news. Yes, riots are happening. We can't. I can't get into more specific than this. Here to learn. Use your conspiratorial brains a little more, okay? If you have one. I'm saying it's not good to have a
तो
conspiratorial brain
आप
unless
chronology
you are in
समझिए.
Bengal. Bengal is a conspiracy. So have a conspiratorial brain.
Uh,
Is there a way to increase TFR? How many times have we answered this? Bengali Hindus, or are they fucked up? Yes, they are fucked up, and especially because of BJP's socialist policies. There's no respite in the near future, okay? It's not happening anytime soon because of horrible schools and horrible schools who take lots of money to educate your children anyway. So no one's going to increase their TFR. Okay,
पैसा
so we
पैसा
will end this live
पैसा
stream
will
with
increase TFR. If anything, पैसा बढ़ाने से थोड़ा सा TFR बढ़ सकता है. If anything.
we will end the live stream with actually coincidentally Arindam just asked, what is Hindutva according to you?
Cha. I think if I'm to understand what Hindutva is, it is
Wait. Gorgo has made one great point. Then you'll finish the live stream with that point. Okay. He's pointing out another important thing that we also have to consider the famine of 43 being one of the reasons behind Bengal hate. Scarcity of resources led to conservative mindset and massive influx of people made Ghotis protective. Then Gorgo, where the fuck did Hindu religiosity help anyone? The Bangals or Ghotis? अगर scarcity of resources से चुतियापा ही होता है, then where is the moral superiority, the unearned moral superiority? जब लौड़े लगे तब तुम भी भोसरी वाले बने तो immediately at the drop of a hat, like the desert fuckers. That is why I'm saying Hindutva is the key, most significant thing here, not the degree of religiosity. Is Europe or Middle East countries better to migrate for Indians right now? Middle UAE, Saudi Arabia, so definitely, but you never know when the fuck one king gets killed and you get fucked the next morning anyway. Europe, so definitely not. Europe, absolutely not. So, what is Hindutva?
और अफ्रीका में भी ईदी अमीन आ जाएगा तो खत्म. तो anyway, so Hindutva is, if I'm to define it in, I'm not saying Savarkar defined it the most accurately. I would say Savarkar.
I am saying
again, no. Savarkar had a great idea in that sense. I can say this, that it's certainly about the protection of a community at the very basic. Okay, it has little to do with how religious you are. It's about protecting the populace of a community that is deemed that is not deemed, that has been persecuted for a while, for around 800 or 1000 years or so. So that saving from the whoever's attacking you, that is the primary and I think most essential aspect of Hindutva, if I have to put it succinctly. Now, having said that, I think Savarkar's definition was quite good. I think he kept that caveat where your what you consider to be your fatherland is your main place or to exist, and then therefore you can be a Hindu. The problem with that is, anyone on your face will say, I consider this my fatherland, and then go and act against it. Okay. So I am not entirely convinced. I think it's really just brass tacks, if you put it. It's about saving a persecuted community from being more persecuted. Okay? Like, it's closer to Zionism, in my opinion, than anything else.
Yeah, and
So,
Savarkar had that one incredible point about conservatism in just one specific sense, i.e.,
yeah.
why should we go around getting ourselves killed year after year repeatedly just to save one particular temple or one particular idol? Instead, we should have the mindset that you want to break this temple, okay, no more mosques anywhere will stay standing. We won't give our lives but in the interest of saving one temple, but if the temple gets destroyed, your stuff won't also exist.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you for joining the live stream then, guys. See you at 12
Yeah.
to discuss Savarkar or fitness. Let me know which one you all prefer right now for today's 12 a.m. live stream. And thank you, Academic Man, for the first time coming to our live stream. I hope you like this channel, and I hope we have many more conversations.
Totally a novel experience for me. So thank you for this.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Good night.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রা দলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে একলা চলো